between 0 and 1, and we're going to revolve around the y-axis. You've got your graphing calculators, because if you were at home and trying to do this, the first thing you'd have to do is get a graph, and probably this isn't one of the graphs you know off the top of your head. So x minus x cubed. I'm going to start with a standard viewing. What, say what?
These are the DX shells, right?
Oh, this is not very good. I'm going to zoom in on this so I can get a little better idea here. I'm going to go in and zoom in on 0, 0 should be good enough. I only need this little piece right here between 0 and 1. But if you were at home, you're going to have to do this same thing. You'll start out by drawing it and then go, oh, I can't really tell. You might have to zoom in. You might have to move over. Who knows? But whatever it takes for you to see. And now if I take that and I go around the y-axis,
then it'll be like...
when I slide shells in, they have to slide down over the axis of revolution. So these are going to be, these are, again, dx, little dx shells. Okay? So here's a rough sketch, and I do mean rough. And I'm going around here, and I know it stops at 1 because it told me to run from 0 to 1. So the other piece of it's out over here, running to -1, not that anybody cares. And we're going to slide a shell down into the shape. And I usually do this for myself so that I remember that the shell, you know, if this was flushed out, it would actually be through the whole thing. And the formula, volume is 2 pi RH, and these are little dx shells. Here's my usual xy that I like to talk about. Pick a point on the curve. X represents the distance from here to here, and that's actually that's the radius. That's actually the radius of my. And the height is really the y-coordinate. Because we measure the radius from the axis of revolution. So you have to measure, in this case, from the y-axis over to where you've made your typical shell. And that, if that's the ordered pair xy, then that really is just whatever the x value is. And the height has to go from the bottom to the top, and the bottom of our figure happens to be on the x-axis, so the y-coordinate represents the height. My little shells go, again, from the axis of revolution out to one side. So 0 to 1. Piece of cake here, all we have to do is change that y into x minus x cubed. F end, you're done.
Yes,
I
it's a
know.
lot easier.
I know, I think they're much easier than those washers.
Why do we always get the hard stuff first and then we always get shortcuts?
Because this won't always work.
I mean, the nice parts you get to use, like the X, like,
Do we need me to do an FN to remind you, or you're okay? Are you okay?
yeah, you can do it.
Do
Yeah,
it?
2 or 15.